show and second part of tonight's masterclass. And there's a little story with this game. A couple of days ago, we had a nice sunny day here, and I went down onto the beach with one of the people that works here for us, Zelke, to take some photographs. And we had this woman with us, Jovana, and we looked at, and also Maria Musicuk, correct? Yes. And we were doing some photographs. And we took a chess set down. There, some of the blue chess pieces that you would have seen around the hotel. A little photo shoot. The photos were really good. Yes. And I don't know how it happened. We just took some pictures of playing chess, and then somebody said, let's have a look at the game. And you showed this game, the game that Jovana's going to show us tonight. If you're watching on the internet, I saw this game a couple of days ago on the beach, and I was blown away by it. I thought it was a great game.
Yes,
really enjoyed it.
Yes, but very low-rated opponents, so it's a good example.
So Jovana, it's your second time in Gibraltar.
Yes.
You're from Serbia.
Yes.
Your rating is what, you like 2380 or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
2360.
2360. Okay, right. And you having a good time here?
Yeah.
How's your tournament this year so far? How are you doing so far this year?
Not so well. I mean, today I drew totally winning position, but okay. I'm really happy. I'm having a really great time here.
Having a good time?
Yeah, it's really a pleasure to be here.
Pleasure to be here. All right. Okay. So, you had, this is your round one game this year. Who were you playing? You got black here, right?
Yes, I was black, and I was playing like against 1960 players. So I was like looking at his games, but he only had 2 games at the database. And
you spend all morning looking at these games.
So I didn't know what to expect, but I chose to play Sicilian. I mean, I knew that he will play e4.
Fine.
So yes, then I got a really big shock, because this is I think that this is a really good example how low-rated opponents can play good, you know. You must always be prepared. Sure,
yeah. So 1960 rating, you're 23. Yeah. Normally you would win, on paper you should win very easy.
Yes, easy, yeah.
Yeah. So start the game off, let's have a look. So you're playing, your opponent's name, Rydell, from Sweden, I believe? Great, okay.
It's okay.
So off we go. So you're black.
Yes, I'm black. E4, C5, D4. And now D4, okay.
That was a surprise?
Yes, a bit, yeah. And okay, I took it, and C3.
Right.
So right from the start I knew, I mean, how the game will go.
In English we call this the Mora Gambit. Yeah. Mora Gambit in Serbia, I don't know.
Matulovic.
Oh, yeah. Matulovic Gambit. Yes. You call the Matulovic Gambit?
Yeah, we call it like that.
Wow. He's still alive, right, Matulovic? Yeah. He's still alive. The Matulovic Gambit. Wow.
From the start I know that this game will go sharp, but that's why I wanted to choose some rail line, because I thought that he don't know that well, the theory. And that was a mistake. But okay. E6, bishop c4, a6, knight f3, knight c6, castle, and now knight e7.
Right. A little bit unusual, maybe?
Yes, it is a rail line. And here white has many possibilities. I mean, he can play rook e1 or that classical idea like queen e2 and rook, both rooks on d file, and you know. Okay, the main move is bishop g5.
I think this gambit is quite popular with, let's say, club players, you know, amateur players, if you like.
Now I know.
It's very sharp. But you played against this before or not?
No, it is my first time.
First time you played against the Matulovic gambit.
And yes, because only a few years ago I started to play Sicilian. Before that I was like only French defense.
Okay.
So yes, I don't have the games. Okay, so now I played h6, and this is the rare move. The main line is with f6, and okay, now white can go on h4, which I think it can be dangerous, really. But okay, he played the bishop.
What do you mean dangerous? Dangerous for white or black?
Yes, for black.
For black,
of course.
Yeah.
Good.
What were you going to play? G5? You're going to play or not?
No. D6 and something idea like bishop d7 with queen b8, because I need to move the queen and something like that. Anyway, now I played knight g6.
Okay, normal move.
Normal move, and I was expecting something like, you know, queen e2 and both rooks on d file, and that I will have time to play bishop e7, castle, and then b5. And I wanted to keep this pawn on d7, because I know that whoever plays this with white wants to attack. I mean, I know that, and I want to keep this structure like d7, e6, f7 as long as I can, and to try to be active.
Okay.
Anyway, he played knight d4, and it was a little surprise, but
But he wants to play f4, is that the idea?
Yes, I was thinking that.
Yeah, f4, f5.
So that's why I played bishop e7. Okay, I didn't analyze this very much, like Gata's game, because I was looking and it's not that interesting, but okay.
Yeah, this game is very interesting.
It is,
yeah,
but I don't have the analysis.
That doesn't matter, that's okay. It's okay.
I played
Bishop e7, right.
and now he played knight f5. And, oops, sorry. Knight f5.
Wow. that came as a complete surprise, knight f5?
Okay, it wasn't that big surprise, but I was in shock because I didn't expect from him, to play like this.
Because of his rating, you mean?
Yes,
yeah.
yes. And here I can't take on f5. I mean, I can, but white has a really good composition. After knight d5, he wants to play bishop b6, and the game is over. And if I play something like bishop d6 to prevent this, he will just go with knight b6.
Yeah.
And now he's attacking, this bishop. And there are some lines like bishop h2 and something like that to give this rook and to take on e4. But I think white has a really good position here. So I didn't want to go into this.
Sure.
Anyway, here also the possibility is to play castle. It's the normal move, but I just didn't like it because he will just take on e7, or maybe not. But
let's have a look at castles. Just have a quick look.
He will take on e7, and he will play normally. But and I also he will go maybe like queen e2. And now, of course, my plan is again to play like b5, yes. But I didn't like. I think it's better for black if the bishop is on e7 and knight is on f3. Because I don't want to give the dark square bishop, I didn't. So that's why I didn't want to go into this position. So I choose to play, just to play b5, attacking the bishop and hoping that he will make some mistake, like now white can play bishop e2, because now I can take
now
on
you can
f5,
take, right?
and after knight d5 I have rook b8.
And the same bishop b3, the same, no? If bishop b3 you can take, so if you move the bishop you take on f5.
Of course, yes.
And rook b8, okay.
Yes. So after b5, another shock.
Yeah, that move is incredible. Knight d5. That's why I asked you to come tonight. I asked you because of this move and what happens next. And that's amazing.
Yeah.
This guy, what's this guy's rating?
1960.
1960. You sure that wasn't the year he was born? I mean, come on. 1960. Knight d5 and knight d5.
Yes.
3 pieces on prise. Looks like a game of Tal, Misha Tal against Tal Matulovic or something like this,
But it's not just that. It's like he spent only 10 minutes, till now, and I was like thinking what to do because, and I was thinking a lot here, and of course here the only move is to take on d5. So anything else loses if I take because of the bishop b6.
Well, you could play rook b8, but it looks pretty bad, huh?
Yeah. Now he can take on e7 and something like that, and now it's really good for white. So the only move is to take on d5.
Sure.
And at first it looks like I have a piece up, and but it's very interesting because I think white has a really good composition here. Bishop d5, and now, for example, if I play normal move like castle, white will play queen h5, and white is winning.
Threatens queen takes g6?
Yes, and everything, everything is falling apart because now I don't know what to do. I can't move the king because he will just take on h6. I can't move the knight. It's just losing. And I was just looking a bit after the game. What should I play? And there was some suggestion like
Bishop f8.
Bishop f8.
That's like a Gata Kamsky move,
Yes.
Knight b1, queen d1.
If I had the master class before, I would play, but this was really
Bishop
not my
f8,
move.
that's the computer move.
Yes, and I didn't even think about that move.
Of course you didn't.
And but maybe I would play if I saw this master class before.
Yeah. What's black's next move after bishop f8?
I don't know. I mean, that's the point. But computer says that black is fine, but I'm not sure. I would never play that, of course.
What about bishop f6? Then he has check on d6.
Yes.
So, yeah, okay.
Yes. So that's why I played king h.
King f8.
F8,
F8,
sorry.
yeah.
King f8.
Right.
And now he just played normal move like. Now white has many possibilities. I mean, it's really interesting position.
Yeah, white has great pieces. Bishop on d5, knight on f5, magnificent pieces.
So
And
I was
queen as
thinking
well.
like my only chance is to take this bishop. If I take this bishop on d5, then I think that I'm okay. Of course, I was also spending a lot of time here. My opponent didn't.
Was he still playing fast?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was like I played bishop b7, and he played f4.
Okay, looks alright. Yeah.
Yes. Now I choose to play knight a5 because I think it's important to take this. And now bishop d4 looks logical, attacking the g7 square. The only move I think is bishop.
This is the game, yeah? Bishop
Yes.
f6, okay.
Bishop f6. Now he played bishop c5 check. And of course I saw this king g8. Now queen can take this just because I will take on d5. So here the interesting possibility was to take bishop f7 also. And I mean it's
An
hilarious.
e5 or what?
Yes,
Oh no, 96.
first check.
96, sure.
Then king g8, and now to take on g6. And if I take, for example, on b2, now to play e5.
Hey, we looked at this on the beach, I think.
Yes, something
I
like
remember
that.
this position. Yeah, e5.
Yes.
Now he
E5.
can make a draw, right? If he wants
Yes, I think we looked something like if white plays a rook a d1, then there is no perpetual queen f7, king h7 check, and on g6, queen f7, bishop g7.
Bishop g7.
Yes,
Yeah.
but now the best move is e5, because now whites just want to play queen f7. Yes. So
Okay, after e5, sorry, Jovana, after e5,
Yes.
so if black takes the rook, is it just a draw? Or
yes,
does white
it
have
is,
more?
No,
Does
it
white
is a
have more
draw.
than a draw? Just a
It
draw.
is a draw.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to draw. So
Because of the rating points, yeah?
yes. So here he also played a good move. 96. I have to take on d5, and after queen d5.
So just to go back, so that was bishop takes f7 check, the sacrifice.
What?
We looked at bishop takes f7 check before, yeah? Instead of
Right.
knight, this is the key moment, yeah?
Yes.
He can sacrifice on d6, on
On
f7.
f7. I was
Right.
thinking that he will, because he was sacrificing all the pieces before.
What happens if he plays moves like rook a d1 and takes back with the rook on d5?
I'm not sure.
Not so special?
Not so special, because now there is no attack on the king, you know. I just
What's-
can take on b2 and activate my knight
Knight
from
to c4 or something. yeah.
a5 or something like that. But I think that knight d6 is a good move.
At what point in the game did he start to move slowly? Did he start to think?
Okay, and here, yes, he was
Yeah.
thinking a bit, but not that
Right.
much.
No.
And here already I was short on time, and I was like, maybe I had half an hour for 20 moves, and you know, I was really in a trouble, you know, didn't know what to do. So I was really happy at first when I saw that I can play knight e7, queen f7, king h7, and now after e5, want to take my bishop, I just can play bishop h4. I can play rook f8, and after queen h5, just go with g6 and bishop g7. And probably because I was also short on time and that, I was like happy, okay, I have a piece up.
Piece up
And I was like happy for about a few minutes, and then I realized that white really have a good position here.
Still good for white, you think?
Yes, yes, really good. The more I look into this position, the more I see that it's better for white somehow, I think. So here he played b4, but maybe the better move was to play rook a d1 to try to go to
What does white
this
threaten?
d-file and d7 pawn and everything. Of course, the main idea for white is to play knight e4, knight g5, check, and then even knight e6. And it's like, I don't know, I'm not sure how black should play here, you know. I can see many moves for white, many ideas, but very little for black. So yeah.
Next move, knight e4, yeah, that's right. Maybe you have to give the exchange on f8 somehow.
Yeah. So
can you play knight f5 yourself? Knight f5?
Here it's not possible. I was thinking, but yes, I think that was the only solution.
And rook takes? Can you play rook takes?
Okay, not to take here, but maybe just to play knight e4, yeah. Yes, I'm not.
I'm thinking whether you should just leave the rook on f8, play I don't know, queen c7 or...
Yes, perhaps. Can I play g4 now?
Yeah, maybe you can play g4. Gatter's favorite move, g4.
Yeah. Yes, it's,
it's
very dangerous.
But anyway, it's clear that
yes,
white has
dangerous.
great compensation.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, he played b4, and I go right away on c6. But maybe I can play like knight c4, and after rook d1, just to take, and to play knight f5. And when he goes back, just to give this rook on f8, just to try to activate maybe queen c7 or something. There are interesting idea like d6 to give this pawn to open this bishop, because it's the bishop on j7 is really bad.
But all the time white has compensation.
Yes, but you know, all the time I was waiting for white to make some mistake or something somehow, but no, he was playing really good. So it was kind of depressing because he was playing fast and so good. So
is he a young player? This guy?
No. Maybe I think 40 something. I'm not sure. I didn't check that, but
hey, 40 is young. That's a young guy, right? Okay, so you played knight a6. So you didn't play knight c4. You played knight c6.
Yes, knight c6.
Yeah. Okay, but it looks fine.
Yes, I was hoping just the game to go on and for white to make some mistake. And of course, I really was in time trouble here. So now he plays logical move, rook a1, and he really attacks. Now white wants to play knight e4, and just the black position is collapsing. It's unbelievable. So here I played is the first time I played a bad move, rook b8, because I was thinking after knight e4 that I can play knight f5 and to give this rook on f8 and I will be fine. I wanted that, but then I saw that white will play just this and attacking, and then it's double attack on rook on f8, and it's really bad. It's really bad for black. So here.
And also after knight f5, if he takes the rook, how do you take back? If he plays bishop takes f8, how do you take back?
Now I would take with the queen.
You give the d pawn, no?
Yes,
just give it, yeah.
Maybe it's better than to let this knight on e6. I'm not sure, I mean. Then maybe I have some chances because the b4 pawn is weak. It's better for white to give a knight for this rook.
Okay.
And to keep the bishop.
Keep the bishop, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Bishop f8 is also possible or not?
Which move?
Bishop
After knight f5, bishop takes f8. If bishop takes, then knight f6 check. Yeah, rook takes d7.
After bishop f8, yeah? Okay. Knight f6, yeah. And then on d7 is hanging. So here I was like.
So why did you play rook b8? I don't understand this move, rook b8. What was the point? To play rook b7 to defend it?
Yeah, yes, it was the point because I was thinking I didn't saw because I was really in time trouble that after knight e4, that I can't play knight f5.
Oh, right, okay.
And after that, I'm not sure what to do, yeah. And he played right away, of course. So then I had this interesting idea. I think it's the only way how black can try to escape from this, you know, losing a game. I play rook f5, very interesting game, because I knew that he will play g4.
Sure.
And why I did that? I could go into this position. Okay, even now I wanted to give my queen for a rook and 2 pieces. But I wanted that the white pawn to be on a g4 because of this diagonal, h3, c8. It's better not to attack on d7. So that's why I first... And on e6, because otherwise, if the pawn is not on g4, then I just... After knight e6, I can't take the e because the pawn will hanging on
e6. Correct.
Yeah. So that's why I first go with a rook f5, and after g4, I go back, knight g5 check here, and now I have to take on e6.
So if the pawn were on g2, then he has queen e6 at the end.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
So rook d8, and now I have to take with this rook f d8, because if I take with another, then g5 will go, and I just can't play knight f5. And here, g5 is really weak if he tries to attack h6 and e6 pawn, because I will just play knight f5, and I think here black is better. But of course he will keep the pawn on g4, and white played here bishop d6, attacking the rook, and he offered a draw.
He offered a draw?
Yes, and I had like 1 minute for 10 moves.
And he had 1 hour or something? How much did he have? How much time did he have?
Half an hour.
Half an hour, okay.
So I was thinking like what to do, but if you just keep this structure and everything, I don't know how to break through. And I think that only black can make here some mistakes. Of course I can play on, and this position isn't losing, but okay, it's not winning either. So
I mean, he has moves like queen b3 next. I don't know what's his next move.
So that's why I agree to a draw.
You know, we have a rule in Gibraltar, 30 move draws. You know about
31.
that? I know, it's 31. I know. Probably the whole game he wanted to offer you a draw, but he knew about the Gibraltar rule. So 31 draw.
I really didn't know that, and even after the game, I didn't think about this rule, but I will have in mind.
How is he doing, this man now in the tournament? After that was round 1. So is he still doing well?
Yes, I was just checking for the second round he drew, but I don't know after that, because I didn't play the 12, so I wasn't in such a good mood.
All right, but but he played some great, like bishop d5 was an amazing move.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, no, knight d5.
Knight d5.
Sorry, knight d5 when you played b5. Knight f5, knight d5.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Huh?
Yes, and it was on the preparation, I guess, because I didn't have any games. So.
All right. So you came to Gibraltar last year.
Yes.
Why did you decide to come back this year? What made you
come
back?
Is that a question?
It's a question.
I'm not sure why.
You had a good time last year, right?
Yes, of course, and I hope that I will come next year and after that, and I think it's really amazing to be here. And
are you a very active chess player? I mean, do you play professionally, semi-professionally? Are you working, studying? What do you do in?
Yes, I play professionally, but not anymore, because now the studies are in my first place, you know, so not that active, but... You
live in Belgrade, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
there must be lots of chess. There used to be lots of chess in Serbia. There must still be, yeah?
Yes. Not many opens, but there are some blitz tournaments on weekends and something like that. So it's great, yeah.
Right. And you teach chess? Do you have pupils?
No, something like this I am doing for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah, and yes, it was fun.
And what's chess life like in Serbia now, in Belgrade? Are there chess cafes? Because I just think of the old days, like Yugoslavia before chess.
Belgrade was like
the Soviet
really
Union, like Eastern Europe. It was really famous for chess, Yugoslavia.
Yes, of course.
Bobby Fischer went all the time to Yugoslavia, and
yeah.
Big chess tradition. And what's it like now?
Many big tournaments
Many big
played.
tournaments in Yugoslavia,
of course. But now it's not such a good...
bit quieter now.
Yes. And not so many promising players or something. I think the federation is not doing something to improve that. Okay, they are trying, and yes, and it's unofficial, but yes, I'm coming to play for Serbia again because I live in Serbia, but I was under Montenegrin flag. I was playing many Olympiads for Montenegro, but this year
now you come back to Serbia.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Maybe one day you play for Gibraltar.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Why not?
Anyone in the audience here have any questions for Jovana about that game or
about Gata's game? Maybe.
About Gata's game. You're here for that, right? Did you enjoy Gata's masterclass?
Yes,
it's great, yeah.
Yes,
it's very good.
Yes, and I was like, now I have to show my game after that.
But interesting. He said he'd only done like maybe 1 or 2 things like this before in his whole career. I mean, I was amazed.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Such a.
We are lucky.
So, any questions before we wrap up or not? Doesn't look like it. No.
Weren't you worried that accepting the gambit was dangerous instead of something like knight f6?
Were you worried about because you could have played knight f6 on move 2, you didn't have to take this pawn, yeah, in the opening?
Yes, but I was I mean, I wanted to go into this because I was thinking that I will outplay him somehow, you know, because he's not so strong. But yeah, he played really interesting, and it's really.
In fact, at the start, just to sort of finish, you said this was maybe a good example of how a weaker player should play against a stronger player.
Yes, it's a good, and for us to see how everyone can play a good game nowadays, it's, it's...
Not to be afraid of the higher rated player.
Yeah, no, be afraid.
I was in the board next to Jovana because I'm...
All right, so you were playing on the next table?
I saw all her game.
Yes.
But I had the same problem that her. I also played against a low-rated player that had really
well, lots of, I mean, the first round here we had lots of the weaker players on paper did really well against the strong players. In the round 1 there were lots of tough games.
Yes, they're playing very active and very fast, yeah.
So anyway, thank you very much. Good luck for the rest of the tournaments.
Yeah, thank you.
And,
it was a pleasure, really.
Thank you very much, Jovana.
And the tournament is great, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.